Hello, this is the MadDoctor, and today I'm going to show you how to make a high voltage capacitor. You'll need some scotch tape, you'll need a pen, wire cutters, a ruler, scissors, box cutter, a hobby knife. I would recommend the curved blade because any other blades that are pointed, they might tear up the aluminum foil that we're going to be cutting, and a lighter. Now I'm going to show you the materials that you're going to need. I've been using a Pepsi bottle just like this, and it needs to be just like that because it's flat all the way and it has a precise length that will be necessary for this. I cut this to be 10.5 centimeters because from here to here it's going to be 10.5 centimeters. This is a tube left over from aluminum foil, and yeah, we're going to need aluminum foil. Some wire, don't really know the gauge, but it's low amperage, high voltage I deal with. Even these as electrodes, safety pins that we're going to be needing, they work just fine. First, I'm going to start with the Pepsi bottle by removing the wrapper. Where I'm cutting is right there at that dimension. Now you can see that I have cut off the bottom to the bottle, and I will start right here. Now you can see I have cut off both sides of the Pepsi bottle. It's very convenient that it has this line. It's very easy to follow that. The aluminum foil will be 10 centimeters, that's 10.5, but it's fine. I'm going to be cutting away the excess, and it will need to be 8.5 centimeters. The cool thing is you're supposed to push in these tabs. That way the foil does not come out whenever you're pulling on it and don't screw everything up. I need to get this foil as rectangular as possible. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you'll need like a piece of cardboard or something that you don't give a crap about, you know, so you don't damage whatever surface you're using. And the blade, put it as close as you can to the roller. And you have to push down with decent pressure, otherwise you won't cut the foil. I just cut the ruler, so be careful. I know it has a metal side over here, but it's not true all the way. 8.5 centimeters is where I will be putting the mark with the pen. And just like the foil crimped up is exactly what would happen if you used a pointed blade. Apparently I didn't put pressure on the ruler right here, or I didn't put enough pressure on the blade. That's basically what will happen. You'll have jagged foil and you won't have a clean cut. This piece of paper is what I used to measure the circumference. And I added an extra mark. Right here is the circumference mark, and I added 1/4 centimeter to ensure that it is long enough to wrap around the tube. So this will not be a perfect square. It will be 8.5 by 8.75. We will need 2 of these. Now I'm going to tape the foil around this tube. To make sure it's just straight, sort of eyeball it. Now I wanted to keep it in the center, like a centimeter length there and a centimeter length there. It doesn't really have to be perfect, so I just eyeball it when I do it. If you want to take the time to measure it, that's fine. But when I roll it up, I make sure that it is straight like that. I'm going to be using that wire that I showed you earlier, and I will burn about an inch over. This doesn't need to be twisted up, it actually needs to be frayed like that. Make sure you don't put it right there where the tape is at, otherwise there will not be a connection to the foil. I like to push in this part because I'm going to be wrapping that plastic around it and I want it to be smooth across it. I'll put another piece of tape here. To make sure that wire doesn't move around too much. Now, onto the next part. It would be a good idea to hold something, use this to hold it down, something heavy. This part right here, if you really don't want that to show up whenever you're finished, then try and make sure that this label side, where all that glue is at, is like closest to where you're going to be rolling it up at, or starting it at. And I do the same thing as when I did the foil, and I try to get the tape where the tape is on the foil, line it up, and this is more difficult to correct if you get it on the wrong way. Then I'll roll it like that. Then I will put this foil here. I will tape it about a centimeter away from this plastic edge right here. Need a good distance from foil to foil. Otherwise, inside of it, the plasma might jump from this foil to this foil, or this foil to that foil, whichever way you have it wired up. And I'm going to tape the foil. I'm going to strip this wire and scan about an inch. Now I'm going to tape it to the foil. I usually have these wires on the same side. It really doesn't matter as long as it is on the foil. And this part can be difficult, but you have to make sure it's really tight just to ensure that the foils are as close together as possible, that there is not much air between the foil and the plastic, because that's more distance static has to travel. All that needs to be done, I will burn about half an inch. Strip the wire about half an inch. This time I twisted them because I'm going to be wrapping them around a safety pin. Safety pin like that. Open it up, stick it through that hole, and wrap it around. And these safety pins are very convenient for alligator clips to hook onto. If you just hook it to the wire itself, yes, that will work, but the ends of the wires will get frayed and brittle over time, and it's just not good. So it's always good to have something that you're going to clamp onto. Like you could use the nail, like wrap it around a nail and then clip the clips to it. But this is finished. Looks a lot like this. They are the same. And I guess I'll make another video testing these out.